طيب السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمد عبد الله ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. إن أصدق الكلام كلام الله، وخير الهدي هدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة وأهلها في النار. Indeed, all praise is due to Allah. We thank Him, we praise Him, we seek Allah's aid and assistance. We seek forgiveness in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides, there's no misguidance for the individual. And whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses to misguide, there's no guidance except by His will and permission. We bear witness and testify that there is no deity that is entitled to be worshipped except Allah alone without any partners. And we bear witness that Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib al-Hashimi al-Qurashi is the final messenger and servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah told us in the Quran, "O you who believe, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as is ought to be feared, and do not die except that you are in full submission and faith in Him." Walillah alhamd, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has honored us to be here in this masjid. And the hadith that comes to mind is the famous hadith of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, where he said, "ما اجتمع قوم في بيت من بيوت الله يتلون كتاب الله ويتدارسونه بينهم إلا نزلت عليهم السكينة وخشيتهم الرحمة وذكرهم الله في من عنده كما رواه Imam Muslim fi Sahihi." The Messenger of Allah, may Allah raise his rank, said, there is no group of people who gather in the houses or the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, laying His book and teaching it, except tranquility descends them, mercy covers them, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends the angels to surround them. And Allah makes mention of these people, like how these people are mentioned in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Walillah alhamd, these gatherings of the people of Sunnah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala favors the people to come together upon the Sunnah, where the brothers come from different parts to unite upon what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with. And these are the gatherings of tafakhur. They are gatherings where Allah, we take pride in them, we be happy, and we rejoice because these are the gatherings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with. Allah told us in the Quran, وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. As in relation to the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we speak about them. And we be proud about them. And be proud in the ways which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with. And this is the shi'ar, this is from the sacred ways of a person, of a Muslim. That we be happy and proud when we come together and meet each other upon Islam and the Sunnah. And the Muslim brother who travels for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to meet his brother or to benefit from the teachers or scholars, this is from the great meetings. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He makes us sincere upon these journeys that we take to come together, unite upon what He is pleasing towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we said tafakhur, when we say tafakhur, a person is happy, a person is proud of the journey he has taken to meet his brother. And that is the people of Sunnah. The people of Sunnah, they come together in that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with. And as Shaykh bin Baz, he said about this ayah, he said, أنه the person يحدث على شكر الله or يحدث على نعمة الله, the person speaks of the blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has favored us upon. And from the greatest blessings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the insan is the ni'mah of al-Islam. As Umar bin Khattab, he said, نحن قوم أعزنا الله بالإسلام. We are the people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had honored by Islam. And also from the greatest ni'mah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala favored us as well, He has placed us and He has put us to be amongst the people of Sunnah. And that's why the Salaf, they would say, لا أدري, we do not know أي نعمة, which ni'mah is أفضل, أن الله جعلنا من المسلمين or أن الله جعلنا من أهل السنة. They would say, we do not know which blessing is better, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us to be from the Muslims, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us to be from Ahlul Sunnah. Because being from a Muslim, the Ummah al-Ijabah, the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us in the Hadith of Iftiraq, he says, سَتَفْتَرِكُ هَذِي الْأُمَّةِ إِلَىٰ 73 فرقة. He said that this Ummah will be divided into 73 groups. Ummah al-Ijabah. He spoke of a Ummah that is accepted. Then he said they will be divided into 73 groups. كلهم في النار إلا واحدة. He made istithna. He made an exception for a group. He said all of them are in the hellfire except for one group. And the companions said, Kira ya Rasulullah, man hum? Which is the one that is exempted, the one who is not in this group? قالوا ما أنا عليه وأصحابي. What I am upon, what my companions are upon. So the Muslim brother who, as we say, tafakhur here, is that أن الله جعلنا من أهل السنة. We ask Allah that He makes us from the people of Sunnah. And that is from كان من دعاء Imam Ahmad أنه كان يدعو. He used to supplicate towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make him and us from the people of Sunnah. Because being from the people of Sunnah is a ni'mah that is established and significant alone. Now, as we said, وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. As it relates to the blessings of Allah, let him speak about this. And this is good that we see brothers coming together happy in a time of fitna, in a time where people are having similar gatherings and they are calling to that which is displeasing towards Allah, which is innovation and shirk and hakada. We, as people of Sunnah, inshallah, they are trying to be upon Sunnah. They are trying to be upon Ahlul Athar. And we are proud that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes us from these people now. We ask Allah to make us from these people. Indeed, inshallah ta'ala, our short reminder this time is not to take much of the people's time, but to speak of what relates to the respect towards the ulama. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has favored us in South Africa as the Dawah to Sunnah, the Dawah to Salafiyah. Throughout the ends, He has favored us and He has allowed us, walillahi alhamd, with a special guest, Sheikh Muhammad ibn Ramzan al-Hajri, walillahi alhamd, has been traveling and people have been benefiting. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He does not make this knowledge hujjatun alayna, but it means a hujjatun ma'ana, with us. As the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us, Al-Quran, hujjatun lak aw alayk. And this knowledge of the Quran could be an evidence for you or against you. So in this time where Shaykh is here, and the teachers are teaching, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that whatever we learn does not come against us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He's with us on the day of Qiyamah. Ameen. So ala kulli hal, from the hadith in relation to respecting the scholars is the famous hadith of Abu Hurairah. From the other narrations now of Abu Hurairah and the likes of other companions who narrated from the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, where they spoke of the inheritance of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And from them is also Abu Darda. He mentioned that إِنَّ الْعُلَمَاءَ وَرَثَةُ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ. He said the scholars are the successors or the inheritors of the Anbiya, the prophets. Are the inheritors of the prophets. And he said, إِنَّ الْأَنْبِيَاءَ لَمْ يُوَرِّثُوا دِينَارًا وَلَا دِرْهَمًا إِنَّمَا وَرَّثُوا الْعِلْمِ. Now, and he says as Abu Darda narrates from the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, the scholars are the successors of the prophets. Verily the prophets do not pass on gold or silver, coins, but rather they pass on knowledge, ilm. And also we know that this is a great station of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon the ulama. Allah has favored the people of knowledge. As we know, the Ahlul Sunnah, Shaykh Ubaid al-Jabiri, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, Ahlul Sunnah, a'lamun nas, wa arhamun nas ila nas. He said, Ahlul Sunnah are the most knowledgeable people to the people, ila nas. Wa arhamun nas ila nas, and the most merciful people to the people. Number one, we take from the statement of Shaykh Ubaid al-Jabri before we go back to the hadith is that when we talk about people of Sunnah, the da'watuna, da'wat al-salafiyya, mabniyun ala al-ilm. Mabniyun ala al-ilm. It is built upon knowledge, insight. As Ibn Qayyim says in his book, Miftah Dar al-Sa'ala, he says, ilmun yubsiru bih. He says knowledge and insight that will guide you. So the same thing we say, we go back to the statement of Shaykh Ubaid al-Jabiri, rahimahullah, may Allah have mercy on his soul. He said, Ahlul Sunnah a'lamun nas. Therefore, the most knowledgeable people. إِلَى النَّاسِ وَأَرْحَمُ النَّاسِ إِلَى النَّاسِ. And they are the most merciful people to the people. Meaning that they have knowledge and they know how to go about that knowledge. They have hikmah. They address it in the correct way. That which is pleasing towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that station, as we said, it returns back to the ulama, the people of knowledge. As we know, Allah told us that these people, they are calling to that which is pleasing towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah told us in Surah Al-Fussilat, He said, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. He said that, who is better in speech than the one who says, my Lord is Allah? Meaning at-tawheed, he calls to tawheed. And then stands straight, remains firm. This is the alim, he remains firm. And he says, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. And then he says, I am from the Muslimin, the believers. This person, he stands strong, he remains firm. Calls to a tawheed, he remains firm. And then he says he comes out and he's proud of him being a Muslim, but proud in the way of knowledge. And this is referred to the scholars. As we mentioned the hadith of Abu Darda, where he said, إِنَّ الْأَنْبِيَاءَ لَمْ يُوَرِثُوا دِينَارًا وَلَا دِرْهَمًا. These people, the scholars did not inherit money or coins or hakada, but rather they transmitted what is knowledge, that which is pleasing towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we said, in a time where fitna is spread, in a time where every individual is in need of this, Ahlul Sunnah, they avail themselves and they preach, they call to that which is pleasing towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we know it, as we see scholars passing on time and time after again, and this is how life is going to be. But the Sahib al-Sunnah remains strong and firm. He remains patient. Now, as we know the hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar ibn As, when many scholars narrate this hadith, they tear. They become sad because hadith, it comes with reality, it comes with sadness as well. Where the Messenger of Allah, alayhi salatu was salam, he said, Inna Allah la yaqbidu al-ilm انتزاعا ينتزئ من العباد ولكن يقبض العلم بقبض العلماء حتى إذا لم يبقى عالما اتخذ الناس رؤوسا جحالا فسئلوا فافتوا بغير علم فضلوا وأضلوا. Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith comes Sahih al-Bukhari, where he said, Abdullah ibn Amr, he mentioned, may Allah be pleased on him and his father, he said, verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not withhold knowledge by snatching it away from his servants, but rather he withholds knowledge by taking the souls of the scholars until no scholar remains and people, the fellow become the fellow ignorant people become leaders. And when they are asked about judgments, they must guide themselves, and also they must guide and lead other people astray. So as we mentioned, that in the time where scholars are few, the time where it's very scarce that we get scholars coming to our cities and our gatherings, it's upon the Sahib al-Sunnah to go out and learn. When these things come, to sacrifice whatever you have. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, we see brothers have come from many places just to sit in the gatherings of the scholars and benefit from them. Because this is their time of fitna, time where trials has risen. Now, so this station, the station here, is a very serious station for the people, for the people of Sunnah. It's hadith of Abu Hasanah, the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, these people, still no scholars are left, and there's people who come and they misguide people. We ask Allah to protect us from these people. Ameen. So this is why the rank of the people of knowledge is very important. When we see people trying their best to get closer to the scholars and benefit from the scholars, this is from the ni'mah of an insan. It's a ni'mah of the people of Sunnah. As we said, da'watuna mabniyun ala al-ilm. We said the da'wah of Salafiyya is built upon knowledge. It's a foundation upon knowledge now. So these people who misguide people, they come, maybe they disrespect the scholars or dishonor the scholars. This is not from Salafiyya. So when scholars of these people, we go back to the books, for example, the book of Imam al-Dhahabi, he mentions the time in Bukhari, he visits a certain city, everything stops, everyone goes and benefits from the scholars. In this time, it's upon us to take heed from the people of the past, the early generations, and we leave whatever we can, we sacrifice whatever little we have to benefit from the scholars. And that is the da'wah of Salafiyya, because at time when teachers of this likes come, they go. And this is why the Sahib al-Sunnah, the sister, the brother, you ask yourself that question. What happens next? What do you do next? Because remember, da'watuna mabniyun ala al-ilm. What do you do? What happens when the scholar goes? Where do you rank yourself? Where do you put yourself? Do you sit with the tulab al-ilm? Do you sit with the people who are benefiting to you? And that's what we need to, that's what we take hisab upon ourselves. And a person takes hisab upon ourselves. There's more benefits we've been taking from the teachers' statements and the teachers' advices. So these type of things are not just there for people just to hear and it's a good day, people gather. Rather, we implement what we learn. We take hisab. The meaning when the scholar comes and the masjid is full, and when he leaves also we should try and come and benefit from the tulab al-ilm. Because it is from, what can I say, it's against Salafiyya. It's against Salafiyya and the Sunnah that a person, he belittles any person who teaches you, whether he's young or old. It's against Salafiyya that. It's against Salafiyya that you do not respect a person who has some knowledge that is sharing to you. It's against Salafiyya, it's against the Sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So let's not be from the people who are naqis. We have some nifaq in our hearts that the scholar is here and we are motivated and he goes and we're not motivated. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask Allah to make the affair easy for us. Let's ask Allah and Allah keeps us on this path. Because everything is made easy in that which Allah chooses to make easy. As the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us, إِنَّهُ لَيَسِيرٌ إِلَّا مَنْ يَسَّرَهُ اللَّهُ. Everything is made easy in that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses to be easy. So everything, al-yusra min Allah subhanahu. So as you are here, it's difficult for you sometimes sitting in long hours or hakana, durus and durat. Upon you as a person of sunnah is to ask yourself, how do you want to be in the long run? Where do you want this dawah to go? How do you aid this dawah? And aiding this dawah, number one, is mabniyun ala al-ilm. You build yourself upon the knowledge of Islam. And by building yourself is you respecting the ulama. Respecting the ulama is you taking their advices, implementing it even when they are gone. Even when they are gone. This is how the people, and this is how knowledge reached us, because people implemented it. They acted upon it. Because their sincerity, that is ikhlas al-ilm. It is ikhlas al-ilm. As Shaykh Salih Husayni says in his book Ta'adhim al-ilm, he talks about Imam Ahmad, he says that he asked Imam Ahmad, هل طلبت علما لله? Did you seek knowledge for the sake of Allah? He says, لله العزيز. He says, for the sake of Allah, I don't know. لكن شيء حبب إلي فطلبته. But it is something that I loved and I sought it. And so we believe, inshallah, we believe that the people of Sunnah's works has reached us. That is from the Ikhlas. فأما الزمن فيذهب جفاء. نعم. فأما من يمكث الناس. يعني as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the dust, whatever is evil, then it goes away. But what benefits the people remains. That little remains. So we say that, inshallah ta'ala, our teachers and our scholars are sincere. And we also work on our sincerity and work on our ikhlas. And when they are gone, we come here with benefit. Allah makes mention of us, like how we mention Him, and we implement it in our lives. We teach it to the others now. So the scholars, they have a level, they have a rank. They are called to Tawheed. They make tahdheer of bid'ah. They call to the Sunnah. They make tahdheer of shirk. That is the work of the scholar. يبين للناس. He clarifies the issue for us. There are issues we have. Issues of our mannerisms, which is evil. The scholar speaks to us. He clarifies it better than we can do. They are tabibs, they are doctors. And they are people to guide us, because as we said, they are people who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gave them and gave them the inheritance. As Allah told us in the Quran, Allahu a'lam haythu yaj'al risalatahu. Similarly, like how Allah chose Anbiya to carry that message, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also chose the people of knowledge. Allah similarly, like how Allah chose Ibrahim, Musa, Hakada, these people, He also chose the people of knowledge. He gave them that. They are ranked in this station. Allahu a'lam haythu yaj'al risalatahu. Allah knows to whom He places His message. And He places His message to the right people. The people who are sincere, the people who are mukhlisa lillah, we ask Allah that we are from these people. Ameen. So the people should know the station and respect when it comes to knowledge. A scholar works in teaching and has a high status. A scholar works in teaching has a high status. As he says, فَضْلُ الْعَالِمِ عَلَى الْآبِدِ كَفَضْلِ عَلَى الْأَدْنَاكُمْ إن الله وملائكته وأهل السماوات والأرضين حتى النملة في الجحرها وحتى الحوت لا يصلون على معلم الناس الخير. As the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us, he said, this hadith, he said that the virtue of a scholar over a worshipper, over the worshipper, is like my virtue over the least of you. Verily Allah and the angels and the inhabitants, the human beings, the creatures in this world, in the heaven and the earth, even the ant, an-namla, in the hole, al-hut, the fish, the whale, they send the blessings upon the one who teaches the people good. The one who teaches the people good. Bima'na al-munama. Meaning the rank is different to the ranks of the people. Similarly, as they said, al-ghuraba, when they spoke of the ghuraba, al-hadith al-Tirmidhi, when the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Bada'u Islamu ghariba fasayaudu ghariba. Islam began strange and will return to being strange. Fatuba al-ghuraba, can tie this to the strangers. And they said in other narrations, they said, al-ghuraba hum yaslahuna ma afsadu nas. The ghuraba are those people who rectify, or they carry, or they fix that which the people have broken. And these are Ahlul Ilm. These are the people of knowledge. When things are broken, they come to mend it. They come to fix it. They come to correct it. How can these are the people of knowledge? And we always say, if you do not respect the people of knowledge within your communities, when scholars of these likes come, you're not going to respect them. It's a norm. If you don't respect your imam of your local masjid, that is upon the sunnah, that is what salafiyya. You don't give him that respect. When an alim, a scholar comes, you're not going to give him respect. Because you don't give respect knowledge. Anyone who does not respect knowledge will not come to him. Hakada. It's a qaida. It's a qaida it's a principle that's there. If you do not respect knowledge, normally wherever you are, you'll never want to respect knowledge, wherever it comes from. Now, as we know, the scholars will say, Akana Sahla, Dhamma Jahla. Now they talk about the talk of Sahla. Sahla came to the people and he belittled every science. He said, I know this knowledge. I don't need to sit in the dust. I know ilm al-fara'id, I know this. Ilmul Nahum, I know this. I don't have the benefit from them. Then little do the people know Anna Sahla, Dhalba Jahla. That Sahla is a person who's ignorant. He doesn't know anything. He just pretends like he knows. So similarly is that when you belittle knowledge, or the people of knowledge, or anyone who carries knowledge, it's going to be difficult for you to gain knowledge. And so why do you find some people find it so difficult? When a scholar comes, it's difficult for you to understand. Because one of the reasons of these things is a person who belittles knowledge throughout the years. And he belittles the people who seek knowledge. You find, alhamdulillah, like a community like this, with duruus has been happening, I think almost every day, walillah alhamd. Our teachers are here, they're benefiting the people. You find brothers not attending. You know, when you can't, knowledge will not just be poured into you on 1 night, or 2 nights, 3 nights. Impossible. Mustaheel. Ask the brothers who are seeking full time, walillah alhamd, are seeking knowledge, they'll tell you. So upon you is to make the time. When it's just 1 day, 3 days a week, make the time. Tie yourself for this knowledge. Respect knowledge, respect the people of knowledge, because when you're respecting them, ultimately you are respecting those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them that rank, which is inheritance of knowledge. As we said, Allahu a'lamu haythu yaj'alu risalat. Allah knows where He places the message. So if you respect knowledge, when you respect the people who's teaching knowledge, you're respecting what Allah has given them. You're respecting His kalam. We spoke of the kalam of Allah. Shaykhana, Ustadh Abu Hasanah, he spoke about the kalam, what's the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after us, after Dhuhr, salam. Alhamdulillah, these are things you've got to ponder and think about. You've got to ponder and think about. So this is where we draw the line as people of Sunnah. We make hisab upon ourselves. Umar bin Khattab told us, Hasibu anfusakum qabla an tuhasabu. He said, take account of yourself. Meaning a person says, what have I done that is beneficial? What have I done that's beneficial? Where have I utilized my money which is beneficial for me? What have I done? Hisab. Qabla an tuhasabu, before you will be taken account for. Because this time, this ni'mah, this masjid that we have will be asked about on the day of Qiyamah. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. Allah will ask you of the bounties that you have, the teachers that you have in front of you, the mabani, the buildings that are teaching and preaching the sunnah that you didn't go and benefit from. Allah will ask you of this on the day of Qiyamah. That extra money you had that you could have spent for seeking knowledge, you could have spent for benefiting yourself, Allah will ask you about all of these things. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ every ni'mah, this is a ni'mah. Allah has favored you to be upon the sunnah. Allah has favored us to be upon the sunnah. So this ni'mah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask us about on the day of Qiyamah. So as we said, the rank of the scholars, that the people, even the end, they send the salutations or respect to the people of knowledge. Now, this is something that is great. As Fudayl ibn Ayad, he mentioned, he said, عالم عامل معلم يدعى أو يدعى كبيرا في ملكوت السماوات والأرض. He said, a scholar who works in teaching has a high status in the heavens and the earth. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are with the Salihin. We be with the Salihin, Ameen. And this is the rank of the scholars. Another thing also, when it comes to the scholars, you find upon us is to respect them in ways and not speaking ill about them, not belittling the people of knowledge. As we know, Ibn Asakir, he said, the flesh of the scholars is poison. Find brothers, sisters, speak as they wish about the ulama. And this is not from the ways in the methodology of Salafiyah. From the ways in the methodology of Salafiyah is to respect the people of knowledge. Obviously, لَا نُزَكِّي أَهْلَ اللَّهِ, we did not raise the people above these stations. We did not do ghulu upon them. We did not go into extremism. But we respect them and we give them the masjid. And that is from the work of the da'wah to sunnah wa salafiyah. That is from the da'wah of salafiyah. So as we said, the one who lets his tongue loose against the scholars, as Ibn Asakir, he said, with slander speaks or curses the people of knowledge, then Allah will afflict him before his actual death. Now, this is what the Salaf, they would believe. That if you speak ill about the scholars, Allah will deal with you. Allah will deal with you accordingly. Allah will deal with you accordingly, because we know that these are people of ilm. These are people of ilm. As we know, then we enter into the narration of Muawiyah, where he says, قَالَ مُعَاوِيَةُ خَدِيبًا. He said, أَيْنَ عُلَمَاؤُكُمْ? He said, Muawiyah said, where is your scholars? أَيْنَ عُلَمَاؤُكُمْ مرة ثانية. He repeated, كَرَّ كَلِمَتُهُ. He repeated his words. He said, where are your scholars? Where are your scholars? And he said, سَمِعْتُ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. I heard the Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, لَا تَقُومُ السَّاعَةِ. He said, I heard the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the hour will not be established إِلَّا وَطَائِفَةٌ مِّنْ أُمَّتِ ظَاهِرُونَ عَلَى النَّاسِ لَا يُبَالُونَ مَنْ خَذْلَهُمْ وَلَا مَنْ نَصْرَهُمْ. He said, the hour will not be established, meaning Qiyamah will not come, until a group of my ummah will be dominant over the people, and they do not care whom lets them down, who betrays them, or who supports them. And this narration is authenticated by Shaykh al-Albani. And also it comes in the Sunnah of Imam Ibn Majah. What is mentioned in this narration, the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Muawiyah is saying that when he heard the Messenger say, or speak highly of the people of knowledge. And then also he says that these people of knowledge, لا تقوم الساعة, the hour will not be established until these people are dominant, meaning they remain firm. In times of difficulty, in times of fitna, we are maftoon, we are tested. We young people, we are tested. But the scholars, Allah favors them to remain firm and steadfast. So come snow, come rain, come difficulty, come hardship, the scholar remains firm. As for we are maftoon. We are maftoon, as Ibn Hajar mentions in his book. He speaks about the importance of taking knowledge from the people who are older than us. People who are elder, taking advice and knowledge from them. Because this is from the ways of the people of the hadith. They said when a person comes, he sits, takes advice from the people who are older than him. And knowledge. Because al-barakah, the blessing is with the people who are older than the older people. So sitting with the people who are older than us, there's barakah. A person who's young like myself wouldn't give you advice as how an older person would give you advice. Allah has given them age, Allah has given them double. So what is meant here is that these people, they remain firm in times of fitna. When there's a lot of trials, they remain firm. This is the ulama. Hakada al-ulama. This is the ulama. As Muawiyah mentions, he says that these people, they are ta'ifa, they are a group of people, min ummati ظاهرون على الناس. They will appear and they will be dominant over the people. لا يبالون. They do not care what people say about them. People curse them, يكفرونهم, يسبونهم, they swear them. But they remain firm. And they are not emotional. They react to the affairs in the correct manner. As also Shaykh Hussein mentioned in his book of Ta'adhim al-Ilm, when the affairs come of fitan, issues that are difficult upon us, let's not rush to answer those questions. Let's not rush to look into those. He lets the scholars speak. Even if it takes days and years and hakada, a person should let the scholars talk about it, then they transmit what the scholars has spoken about. So they remain steadfast in the times of fitna. They fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They're not emotional. They're not scared. They're not worried the blame of the people who blame them, or the people who accuse them, or the ignorant ones who say things against them. They remain firm. That's what it's meant here. In the statement of Muawiyah, they took it from the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They remain firm. They remain upon haqq regardless of what is happening. And that is the scholars. And that's why they will always be dominant over the normal people. They will always remain dominant over the normal people. And this هذا هو العلماء. These are the people of knowledge. These are the people of knowledge that remain firm in that issue now. And also we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لَنَا وَلِإِخْوَانِنَا الَّذِينَ سَبَقُونَا بِالْإِيمَانِ وَلَا تَجْعَلْ فِي قُلُوبِنَا غِلًّا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا رَبَّنَا إِنَّكَ رَءُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. Allah said, and those who came after them, they say, oh Allah, they make a supplication, forgive us and our brothers who preceded us, who came before us in faith, and put not in our hearts hatred, ghil, do not bring rancor and hearts against those who have believed. O Allah, you are indeed full of kindness and most merciful. Now, the ones who, basically here, the people who oppose the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the people who bring fitna, and fitna befalls them. Now, these people, they always carry that rancor, that hatred amongst people. And the people who came upon us, the people of Sunnah, we follow what they came with. We make ittiba of what they came with. We do not carry rancor, hatred in our hearts upon these people. And as Imam al-Tahawi says, the scholars of the Salaf are from the early ones we're talking about here. The one who came after them from the Tabi'een, they are the people of goodness. The people we're talking about, Ihsan. They are people of Athar. They are people of Sunnah. They are people of understanding, Ahlul Fiqh. And they are people of Basira. They are people of insight. They are not to be mentioned, because the supplication, the ayah, we make a dua for these people. They are not to be mentioned except with fine and beautiful speech. We speak of them with khayr. We have husnul dhann upon them. The one who speaks of them with bad speech is not upon the correct path. The one who speaks upon the scholars with bad and evil speech is not upon the correct path. He has transgressed upon the manhaj of Salafiyah. As long as, walillah alhamd, the scholar is ma'roof, mujtahid, mashhoor ala sunnah, he's upon the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and you find people that speaking ill, hakala, this person is diverted from the ways of the people of sunnah. So as Abdullah ibn Mubarak, he says, whoever belittles the scholars, indeed has lost the year after. Indeed has lost the year after. And we know many narrations of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam speaking regarding this affair, that upon us is to luzum al-ulama, to tie ourselves and be with the people of knowledge, follow them, respect them. And luzum al-ulama هذا من السلفية, it is from the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So let the brother and sister remain firm. Remain firm, because these people, they are following the scholars. As we know the hadith of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, where he said, لا تزال طائفة من أمتي قائمة بأمر الله لا يضره من خذله أو خالفه حتى يأتي أمر الله وهم ظاهرون على الناس. He said, they shall not cease to remain a group, a ta'ifah, from my ummah, steadfast upon the command of Allah. They are not harmed by those who abandon them, nor by those who oppose them. And they will be dominant upon the people. They will be dominant upon the people. As Imam al-Bukhari, قالوا هم أهل. He said, هم أهل الحديث. These are the people of hadith. These are the people of knowledge. The scholars of Sunnah. And there are people who make luzum al-jama'ah. The Shaykh mentioned many issues of coming together in the congregation, the jama'ah, the community upon haqq. Establishing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with, as Allah told us, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا نَتَعَاوَنْ عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. We come together in that which is pleasing towards Allah, which is birr, righteousness, and taqwa. We don't come together in that which is displeasing, falsehood. So the people of knowledge are the people who establish that, they transmit that, they teach that. And that's why our respect goes to these people of knowledge, the ulama. And as the da'wah salafiyya, as we said, mabniyun ala al-ilm. It is built upon knowledge. It is built upon knowledge. If you go to the other groups that are broken out of Ahl Sunnah, many of them are not built upon knowledge. They are built upon bid'ah and the likes of those things. But if you look at from the likes of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the companions, the tabi'een, salaf al-ummah, you look at all of them, the call is al-ilm, 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 wa ahl al-ilm. So as we said, in this time when we have teachers, scholars that are coming to our country to benefit us, upon us is to come with ihtiram, respect towards them. Upon us is to hasten, to learn from them and benefit them, the akhlaq, the usloob, the suluk, the ways, because this is from the people of Sunnah. And remember, because You find Allah sometimes these people tests us in a way. He gives some people ways of memorizing. He gives them the ability to memorize, but you find الذي يحفظ, he memorizes, but he is يخالف, his implementation to what he memorizes is far away. Now you find these people are prohibited from the understanding. A person has akhlaq sayyi. He has no good character. So if you see the teachers, when they come to benefit from us, let's take that heed, let's take that, and we take hisab upon ourselves, as we said. It should not be nifaq, it should not be from hypocrisy that when the teacher goes, we do not do anything. Now we should try and benefit ourselves. We come from Ramadan, teacher Allah favored us, now the teacher has come, let's benefit. Let's start working in our mu'amalat, in our transactions out there, with our wives, our families, our brothers, our fellow colleagues, hakala. And also when we give the da'wah, we say the da'wah is that we learn, we implement what we learn. We do come with adab. We come with adab. In terms we come with characteristics. So inshallah ta'ala, I'll stop here at this time. Inshallah ta'ala, I think Shaykh will be after Isha. Ask Allah to give him shifa, preserve him, ameen, inshallah ta'ala. We ask the brothers and sisters to come and benefit from the teaching, inshallah ta'ala, as much as you can. And to make sure you from the people who implement and come with respect towards the scholars. Now, walillah alhamd. As the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would tell us, would tell his companions, they would say, فَلْيُحَدِّثْ الْغَائِبِ فَلْيُحَدِّثْ الْحَاضِرَ الْغَائِبِ. Let the one who is present, let him inform the one who is absent. So for the brothers who didn't make it to benefit from the teacher, take benefit the people. Benefit the people at home. For the ones who are not there, maybe they're not interested, try as much as you can to bring them the da'wah to sunnah. Try as much as you can to bring the da'wah upon haqq. Now, ala kulli hal, inshallah ta'ala, I'll stop here this time. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. جزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.